Well, for Ripcaster, today's video we're going to be talking about putting active cards in Linn amplifiers. This is a good example of taking a product that's released many years ago and still being able to upgrade it, still being supported by the manufacturer, and still to get improvements in sound in the product over the years. So these are a pair of Linn Keltik speakers produced in the 1990s, and we're going to be fitting active cards to some Linn amplifiers to drive these in a fully active mode. Now today, if we were starting from scratch, we'd do that with an exact box, and you can check out our other videos on Linn's exact box technology. But Linn still support using active cards, driving them from standard Linn Chakra amplifiers. The Keltik is a four-way speaker. It's got a tweeter, a mid and an isobaric bass, so there are actually two drive units in here. So you can drive it with either 3 channels of amplification or 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 for the isobaric bass. So you can see it's got 4 connectors on the rear: bass, mid and tweeter. And so we're going to use 2 4-channel amplifiers to drive each of these speakers in an active manner. So here we've got a Linn Magic 4100 amp. It's a slightly older style one with the power switch at the rear, but any of the Magic or accurate Chakra amps can take the older style active cards. So this is a 4-channel amp, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're going to do is install some active cards which are specific to each individual speaker that you attach. So we've got a set of cards that work with the Keltik speakers, and we're going to fit those internally to this amp. And we'll need 2 of these amps to drive the pair of speakers. This is the amp we're going to use. This is a Magic 4100, so it's a 4-channel power amplifier. This one happens to be a slightly older style with the power switch at the rear, but these cards can be fitted to any Magic or accurate Chakra style amplifier. So this is a 4-channel amplifier, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 outputs, 4-channel power amplifier, and we're going to fit the 4 cards to this, and then we'll have another Magic amplifier that will fit the other 4 cards. So we've got 8 cards to drive the Keltik speakers. Let's have a quick look at the actual cards themselves. Actual cards as they arrive to us. Now, like I said, they are specific to each individual speaker model. So you have to have the right active card to go with the right speaker. So these are the bass modules, 2 bass modules for the isobaric bass. This is the mid, and this is the tweeter. If you compare that to doing it with Exact, that's a fully software configurable product, so you don't need to have any of the specifics. You just load the filter in software to do it. Okay, let's have a look at one of these. This is what's in each of the individual boxes, and what we've got is the actual active filters themselves, some stand mounts and some fixing screws, and some stickers to put on the back of the amp so that we can say which channel is which in the amplifier. So here we've got the actual card itself that's going to fit inside internally within the amp. Each one is a particular filter, which obviously takes the full frequency signal from the amplifier into that particular channel, and then just isolates the section which is intended for the particular drive unit, the mid in this particular instance. Take the case sleeving off, so I've flipped it over. Alright, so here we've got the lid off the Magic 4100 4-channel amplifier, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, and internally that corresponds to channel 1 here, channel 2 here, channel 3 here, and channel 4 here. So we're now going to fit the card. So what we'll do in this instance, we'll go bass, mid, tweeter. So we'll have bass, mid, tweeter. Okay, so the fitting process is fairly straightforward. We've got the card, it's a bass card that we're using. we get this jumper here that goes into this header on the card here, like so, and then this gets positioned into the corresponding header on the motherboard like so. And then all that we've got left to do is to put the two screws in here and here to hold it in place so it doesn't move about. Okay, so that's one card fitted. We're going to repeat that. So we've got one base, we're going to put another base there, we're going to put the mid there, and we're going to put the tweeter there in this instance. Okay, so we've fitted the cards. So again, channel 1 is a bass driver, channel 2 is a bass driver, channel 3 is a mid, and channel 4 is the tweeter. Obviously it's important when you connect the speakers up that you connect the right speaker to the right channel, because what you don't want to do is a bass signal going through a tweeter driver. So to aid, to make sure you get this wired up correctly, there are a set of stickers that go onto the back of the amplifier. So as you can see, under each of the inputs here, you've got the option to put a little barcode, a little sticker in here, just to make sure that you name the channels accordingly. Put on the little labels, so we've got bass 1, bass 2, mid and tweeter all labelled, so hopefully it's nice and simple for when you coming to connect this up to your actual speakers and for anybody coming along afterwards to know how it's meant to be wired up. Additionally, internally on the amps, you can link the signal cables. So if you look on the rear, on the amp, you've got, on each of the channels, you've got an in and an out on the phono connections. So you could connect each of them, so you'd have one signal coming from your amplifier, preamplifier, and then you would loop them externally from the output to the input, from the output to the input, from the output to the input. To avoid those external cables, make it simple, you can link the channels internally, and there's a little two headers here and two headers here which allow you to strap the two with a little jumper cable, which I'll show you secondly. You will still need one set of cables to go from the output on this side to the input on this side if your feed from your preamp is coming on here. So these are the internal jumper cables that we're just going to fit. One for each side of the amplifier. Okay, so that took a little fiddly, but those are the jumpers now in place, which link the signal cables from input signal cables from here to here and from here to here. So that's one amp done. We have to do the same in the second amplifier, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, I hope you found that interesting. Just shows how you can add Aktiv cards to Linn Chakra amps. We can still do that today, even in 2021. Fit traditional Aktiv cards to Linn Chakra amps, so that's accurate or magic amps, and we can still get a decent upgrade for an older Linn speaker, anything from Keltiks to K-Boost to Kayleys, etc. Have a look at the exact video that we've also got. That shows how we would do it if we were doing it today. We wouldn't make any alterations to the amplifiers, and we'd use a digital crossover which does all this in software and is a much more flexible solution and a higher performance solution. Thanks for watching, hope you found that interesting. Please like and subscribe if you did. Ask any questions in the comments below, any other suggestions for videos you might like to see, and hopefully in the near future we'll look forward to welcoming you to our store based between Reading and Oxford, where you can come and listen and hear the full Linn range yourself. Thanks for watching.